I am 92 years old and I need you to stop what you're doing for a moment and listen. Not tomorrow, not when you have time. Now, because I am standing at the very edge of life and I can see something you can't. And what I see should scare you. You are wasting it, not in some dramatic way, not all at once, but slowly, quietly, comfortably. You are trading your life for things that won't matter. And the worst part, you don't even realize you're doing it. I didn't either, not until it was too late. So let me tell you something that no one told me when I was your age. There is no later, there is only now. And if you keep gambling your now for some imaginary later, you are going to lose everything. Let me tell you about a man named Robert. Robert was everything I thought I wanted to be: confident, successful, sharp, the kind of man who walked into a room and people noticed. We worked together back in the 70s. He had a plan. Oh, he always had a plan. He used to say, just a few more years, I just need to secure everything first. First the promotion, then the bigger house, then the investments, then he would relax, then he would travel, then he would spend time with his wife, then he would start living. That word, then. I heard it come out of his mouth 100 times. Maybe you say it too. I'll start tomorrow. I'll fix things later. I'll call them next week. Robert believed in later. He built his entire life around it, and one morning, later never came. He collapsed in his office, heart attack, dead before he hit the floor. He was 49. I went to his funeral. Big one, packed room, people crying, talking about what a great man he was. But when I stood there looking at that coffin, I didn't feel sadness. I felt something much worse. I felt recognition, because I realized I was doing the exact same thing. Living like life was something that would begin in the future. Let me tell you the truth. Most people die without ever understanding. You are not preparing for life. This is life. Right now. This moment. The one you're in. And every time you delay it, you are killing pieces of it. You think you have time. You think you can fix things later. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked how much time you actually have? You don't know. None of us do. And yet you walk around like your life is sitting safely in a bank account with an unlimited balance. Let me tell you something from a man who has outlived almost everyone he ever loved. That account is running out every single day, and one morning you're going to wake up and realize there's not enough left to fix what you broke. Let's talk about what you're chasing, because I used to chase it too. Money, status, recognition. I wanted people to look at me and say, he made it. And eventually, they did. Big house, nice car, awards on the wall, a calendar full of meetings. From the outside, I looked like a success, but let me tell you what success felt like at 2 a.m. Silence, a house full of things, and no one to share them with. My wife was still there, but we had become strangers living under the same roof. We didn't fight. That would have required passion. We just stopped talking, stopped laughing, stopped being anything real to each other. And I told myself, it's just a phase. I'll fix it later. You see the pattern? Later. Always later. Until one day, she sat across from me at the kitchen table and said something I will never forget. She said, I don't need more time with you in the future. I needed you in the past. And just like that, it was over. 40 years together, gone in a conversation that lasted less than 10 minutes. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You don't lose your life all at once. You lose it in small decisions, in postponed conversations, in moments you choose comfort over truth, and by the time you realize what's happening, the damage is already done. Let me give you something hard to swallow. No one is coming to save you, not your boss, not your partner, not your friends, not some perfect moment in the future. If your life feels empty, it's because you built it that way. I know that's not a nice thing to hear, but at 92, I don't have time for nice, only truth. And the truth is, you are responsible for the life you are living. Every missed opportunity, every broken relationship, every regret. It didn't just happen, it was built, choice by choice, day by day. And here's the part that should wake you up. You are still building it right now. And if you're honest with yourself, you can already feel it, that quiet discomfort, that little voice in the back of your head that whispers, this isn't it, but you ignore it. You distract yourself, you scroll, you work, you stay busy, because slowing down means facing the truth, and the truth is uncomfortable. So you keep moving, you keep telling yourself you'll deal with it later. Let me tell you where that road leads. It leads to a very quiet house, a house that used to be full of noise, laughter, footsteps, voices calling your name from the other room. And now, nothing, just silence. The kind of silence that presses on your chest, the kind of silence that makes you pick up your phone just to hear something, anything. I have 3 children. 3. I remember the day each of them was born. I remember holding them in my hands and thinking, I would die for you. And for a long time, I lived like that was true. I worked harder, longer hours, more sacrifices. I told myself I was doing it for them, for their future, for their security, for their life. But here is the part no one warns you about. Your children don't remember your sacrifices. They remember your absence. They don't remember the overtime. They remember the empty chair at dinner. They remember the games you missed, the conversations you were too tired to have, the moments where you were there, but not really there. And slowly, without you noticing, they learn to live without you. At first, it's small. They stop telling you things. They stop asking for your opinion. They stop waiting for you. And one day, they stop calling, not out of hate, not out of anger, but out of habit, because you trained them to live without you. I remember the first time my phone didn't ring on my birthday. I told myself they were busy. I told myself they would call later. They didn't. I sat there in a quiet room, staring at a silent phone. And for the first time in my life, I understood something that hit me like a punch to the chest. You can give your entire life to people and still end up alone. Not because they are bad, but because you were absent when it mattered most. Well, let me tell you something that's going to sting. If you have to chase people for attention, you've already lost them. And the more you chase, the further they run. I spent years trying to fix it, calling more, texting more, trying to be present after decades of being gone. And do you know what that felt like? Desperation, like trying to fill a hole that was already too deep, because relationships, they don't break in a moment. They erode slowly, quietly, over time, just like your life, just like your time. And by the time you notice, you are standing in the ruins, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. Now listen to me carefully, because this might be the most important thing I say to you. You are not running out of time someday. You are running out of time right now. As you sit there watching this, your life is moving forward. Seconds are disappearing. Moments are passing. Opportunities are closing. And you are not getting them back. Not one of them. You don't get to rewind. You don't get to fix yesterday. You don't get to go back and be the person you should have been. All you get is what's left. And for most of you, that number is a lot smaller than you think. Let me ask you something. If I told you that you had 5 years left, how would you live differently? Would you still waste time on things you hate? Would you still avoid difficult conversations? Would you still hold on to pride instead of fixing what's broken? Or would you finally start living? Here's the problem. You don't act like you have 5 years left. You act like you have 50, and that illusion is costing you everything. I've been to more funerals than I can count. Friends, family, people who thought they had more time. Do you know what I've never heard at a funeral? I wish I had worked more. I wish I had spent less time with the people I love. I wish I had waited longer to do what mattered. Never. Not once. It's always the same regrets. I wish I had said it. I wish I had tried. I wish I hadn't waited. And I am telling you right now, those regrets are coming for you. Unless you change something, not tomorrow, not next week, now, let me tell you something about the end, because I am there. Closer than you think, closer than I ever imagined I would be. Death, it's not what you think it is. When you're young, you see it as something far away, something that happens to other people, old people, sick people, unlucky people. But then one day, you wake up and you realize you've become one of those people, not all at once, slowly, quietly. You start noticing things, names you recognize, showing up in obituaries, friends you used to laugh with, disappearing one by one, doctors speaking to you in softer tones like they already know something. You're just starting to understand, and then it hits you, not as fear, not as panic, but as clarity, sharp, unavoidable clarity. You start seeing your life for what it really was. Not what you told people, not what you posted, not what you pretended it was, but what it actually was. And let me tell you something, that clarity is brutal because you can't lie to yourself anymore. You see every missed moment, every time you chose comfort over courage, every time you stayed silent when you should have spoken, every time you waited instead of living, and there's nothing you can do about it. No fixing it, no going back, no second chance, just you and the truth. And here is the part nobody wants to say out loud. Most people don't die full. They die with things left inside them, words they never said, lives they never lived, people they never became, dreams they kept postponing until time ran out. And I don't want that for you. I don't know you. I will never meet you, but I know exactly how your story ends if you keep living the way you are living right now. It ends in regret, quiet regret, the kind that sits in your chest when the room is empty, the kind that shows up when it's too late to change anything. So listen to me, really listen. Stop waiting. Stop telling yourself you'll start later. Stop postponing your life. Call the person you've been avoiding. Say the thing you've been holding in. Fix what you know is broken. Walk away from what is killing you slowly. Take the risk. Start the thing. Be honest. Be present, because one day you're going to sit where I am sitting, looking back, and in that moment, you will trade everything you have for one more chance to do it differently, one more conversation, one more day, one more moment where you were fully there, but you won't get it. So don't waste the one you have right now, because this moment right here, this is your life, not tomorrow, not someday, not when things are perfect, now. And whether you use it or waste it is entirely up to you. I've said what I needed to say. The rest is on you.